Hello, all. I am so excited. I want to hop into this mini-sode today because it's really important to know that I, of course, share a lot about mindset, a lot about strategy, a lot about content planning, brand, and offer development on this podcast. But I really want to talk about what it really takes to build energy into your business, build motivation and momentum. So when it comes down to it, strategies, content planning, tactics, offer development are all really essential pieces to your wealth and growing your business. But what if you have all of those things in place? You have all of these thoughts, but your energy doesn't match those goals, or your energy does not allow you to execute on those things. I think a big thing of whenever we're talking about mindset is that it is kind of the juice. It is the fuel that gets your car moving. It is how you in general are going to create this upward force within your business. So you'll hear a lot about mindset over strategy. And it's important to note that I would say the same thing, because I can tell you and give you the perfect content calendar, but you don't have the energy or mindset to execute on it. What's the point of putting in all that energy into the stuff without building in your why, building in putting yourself out there, really being able to be in your business every single day? So when starting a business or expanding it, if you're feeling like you're lacking this momentum or motivation, this is going to always block your growth. Mindset is always going to come first before any strategy. Keeping in mind your energy in your business allows someone to want to buy from you. So that, putting that a different way, who wants to buy from a business where the leader isn't that excited to run it? Today, I'm going to talk about the 3 essential mindset shifts that you need to lead a thriving business. So let's dive right in. If you are an entrepreneur who's ready to take their business to the next level, here are the things to consider. So ready, let me put this around, quote unquote, ready is a word defined only by you. So whenever you're thinking about what your next step is and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for it, I'm not ready to invest in my business, I'm not ready to invest in a coach, I'm not ready to invest in team, or I'm not ready to do a new platform, understand that usually that's a block that you're creating for yourself first. Now, absolutely, we can talk about when it's time to make bigger investments in your business, all of these things, but ready is something that I find to essentially be a silly excuse. There's more than one time where I will be talking to somebody who's like, all right, I'm ready to develop my brand. I really want to have my messaging on point for my website. I really want to be able to just feel good as a leader in my business. But I just don't think I got to get those things in line before I join your program. And it's literally them defining every single thing that I do within my group program, but they're like, I got to do it by myself. I got to figure it out for myself. That version of being ready is deciding that, like, oh, I have to figure it all out instead of asking for support, or I've got to figure it all out by myself. That is an excuse. It's an idea that you have to be perfect in being an entrepreneur without support. We all need support in different ways: accountability, coaching, team in general. All of these ways is creating this upward momentum for you. So whenever this word comes up, when you say, I'm not ready, know that that's a cop-out. So lean in instead to decide, okay, why do I not think I'm ready? What do I need to feel ready in this moment? And then whenever you look at those pieces, where like, oh, I need to have this amount of money in my account, I need to have these things put into place, I need to get my follower count to up to this amount before I'm going to allow myself to do that. Ask yourself this in particular question: is this a limit I'm putting on myself, or is this an essential stepping stone for me to feel ready? More times than not, it's the first. It's an excuse. Doing things before you're ready, quote unquote, is going to be a big thing around your mindset. It's going to show you evidence-based wise that when your intuition is telling you now's the time, Don't slow yourself down. Go for it. That it's going to allow you to continue to build on that. So take a moment whenever you are thinking about what you're ready for and decide to jump in before you're ready. Jump in when it feels scary, but not something that is insurmountable. So I really want you to think about how using the word "I'm not ready" is a cop-out, and instead decide how can you lean in to how you can win in this moment, how you can push yourself to go for the big things, because you'll learn the biggest. Whenever you decide that you're not ready for something, take a moment to realize that if it is an excuse or if it's an opportunity to see yourself jumping in and learning in the process. I think one of the biggest things when it comes down to it, when I started my business, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to put myself out there, but I learned along the way, and now they get to be fantastic stories. Or whenever I made my first big investment, my accounts didn't look perfect the way it needed to be, but because I made that investment, right after it, my accounts got bigger and bigger. So being able to know that the more that we can lean into our intuition, the better it's going to be. So thinking about taking a moment and really defining ready for you as you decide to use it. The next piece here is that you want to embrace yourself as your business's biggest asset. So the reason why I wanted to include this with your mindset shifts is if you are focused solely on your offer, you're focused solely on serving your clients, you're focused solely on burning the candle at both ends, you're going to have trouble with growth. It's going to be difficult. You are your business's biggest asset. So this is where personal growth and business growth run side by side. So when you decide to block off time to get a workout in every day, you're going to find that you get better and better. You're going to find that your creativity is better. If you decide to be able to get enough sleep, if you decide to get meditation going, if you decide to join a group of people that helps you feel empowered, or if you decide to take off a Friday because you're feeling really tired, know that you are building up your business's biggest asset. So I think one of the biggest things when it comes to being an entrepreneur is that we have to shed this idea that our productivity is the only thing that grows our business, or that our productivity is the only thing that makes us feel like we're good enough. So focusing first on taking care of you allows you to show up bigger, bolder, with more energy the next day, bigger, bolder the next month. There's something to be said about the people that I see who are building big. I've had a client before who has made 300K in their business, but they didn't want to continue. They'd had enough because they forgot that they were their business's biggest asset. So making this shift to knowing that it's not the things, it's not all of the offers, it's not even the content, but we're going to start at the core. We're going to start at who you are. How well taken care of are you? How well are you taking care of your business's biggest asset first? So focusing on that. And then finally, your only competition is yourself. I want to repeat that one because I like it a lot. Your only competition is yourself. Making this shift to not pay attention to how somebody else is doing it or what's going on. I think there's always this trope with social media where someone will say, oh, I get in my head because I look at how great everybody else is doing. And what's actually happening there is that you are deciding to, break off what your potential could be. So if I find myself scrolling a lot on a certain day, it's me deciding that I don't want to show up for me, or it's me not learning about what kind of content I want to put out in the world. So whenever I'm talking about your only competition is yourself, it's looking at how well you did last month and how can you build on it the next month. So if we're talking about simply consistency, so let's say last month I only posted 10 times on the gram. I feel okay about it, but I want to do better. I'm going to focus on how my output can be more. how I can enjoy it more. So if I'm thinking about myself as competing with myself, going like, how can I outdo my December self in January? What are the ways in which I learn lessons from, like, not blocking off enough time, or finding myself like feeling like I wasn't confident enough to try this type of trend. How can I work my way through that instead of just sitting in this idea that like, oh, everyone else is doing better than me? But within that, this is also where you want to model your business after your own needs. If you are your only competition, making sure the core of how your business is run is based off of your passions, what you want your business to look like. I think that's a big deal. That's the permission we get when we decide that we are going to be solopreneurs or small businesses. Make sure your business runs like you do. So taking all of this into account, this year, these are the shifts to make. Ready is going to be a word that is defined only by you. Find out when it's just an excuse, and also see what kind of steps you need to take for you to be ready to jump in like you would like to. So ready is a word only defined by you. You are your business's biggest asset. Prioritize your health. Absolutely. Prioritize your energy, your mindset first and foremost, because that is what creates growth in your business. If you want to invest in personal growth, that is going to boost your business growth. I promise you. And finally, your only competition is yourself. So how can you model your business off of being better each and every week, each and every month than the previous version of you, instead of paying attention to how everyone else is doing it? All of these are going to serve you really well. The reason why I wanted to make sure this mini-sode was here for you is that this is an essential pillar of Marketing Mastery. So Marketing Mastery is going to be starting the third week of January. So when you're listening to this episode, it is 1 week away. So I want to encourage you to take a moment to realize that if you are wanting to work through some of these mindset hurdles, you want to create growth in your business, Marketing Mastery is likely for you. So Marketing Mastery is focused on creating messaging that allows you to be known and seen and visible, so that launching it gets to be easy. Having a magnetic mindset around how you are, like I said, that business's biggest asset, and being able to grow your wealth through an offer suite that sells itself. Those are the three biggest pieces there. And I'm going to share with you through my 12 years of marketing experience, my health coaching background, to make sure that whenever you're ready to grow in 2023, it is in a way that will never burn you out, that's only going to build upon itself. So I'm dropping in the show notes. If you are interested, jump into this 10-week business activation program with me by applying, and you and I get to talk about if it's the right fit for you. All right. I can't wait to see how you jump in with 2 feet this year.